Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. It's so nice and quiet here that I'm back in my place, and now that I am back, in this video we're talking about the 5 tips as a foreign medical graduate student studying here in US. So let's dive deep into it. And the biggest and number one tip would be do not rely on notes. Books are there for a purpose. So the place where I come from, we had a huge influence of borrowing notes from all these front benchers because they're the ones who know what the teacher says, and we just need to blindly follow them and memorizing every single bit of information, because every single bit of information that the teacher must have been given should be there in the note. And even if it's not, who cares? These students have been here even before this very college was built, and they have been sitting on the front benches for like ages and ages. They are the apples of every professor's eye, and they know what they're saying. We just need to follow them blindly to pass that very exam. That's about it. So why bother reading those humongous books on toxicology? Or maybe we don't even need to know why Tylenol in quantities of more than 4 grams can cause liver damage. The fact that we know that taking Tylenol more than 4 grams a day can cause liver damage is sufficient enough to make us pass that exam. Who cares about the rest? So I think I made my point here that after you leave your home country and you come to a place like US, the biggest thing that I came to realize was I wish I hadn't messed up all those years. I wish I didn't rely on the notes of the front benchers. I wish I had opened the books. I wish I made my pharmacology strong enough. Honestly, that would have saved me so much time and energy today. So this would be the biggest tip that I would give to my undergraduate self, or anybody who's watching this video in time and is an undergraduate, to stop relying on those notes that the front benchers are making, because when you move out of the place and the environment that you have spent to earn your degree in, and you come to a place like US, the concepts they test you here on are absolutely different from the concepts that the front benchers are making you make from their notes. Which brings me to my second point, which is don't study to pass that exam only, study for the sake of people's life. Now, this is something that we all do, and I do not want to sound extreme of a nerd or something like that, but this is something that I realized when I was working as a pharmacy tech in one of these big retail pharmacy. And what happened was I was working as a pharmacy technician, and there was this lady who came, and I accidentally dispensed her the wrong drug. This lady was a geriatric patient, mind you. She was 65 to 70 years of age, and the drug that I accidentally dispensed her with was Adderall. And 15 minutes later, this lady showed up on the pharmacy drive-through, and she showed the other technician what a big mistake some technician in the pharmacy has made, which was me, of course. But had she taken the drug like 80% of the people do without reading the label, her heart would have been pounding, and she would probably be ending in an emergency center. 15 to 20 minutes later, cops showed up on the pharmacy, and the pharmacist was started being interrogated, because she was the one who was in charge of me as a pharmacist, because I was a pharmacy technician working in that pharmacy. And at that point in time, I realized how much of a big responsibility it is to be in a profession like pharmacy or doctors or nurses, where you are actually in charge of people's life. And in this case, how much important it is to be paying attention to the work at hand when you are in a profession like pharmacy. And the third point is making a timetable to study. As a postgraduate student, the biggest thing that we suffer from is procrastination. And if you're a below average student like me, I suffer from procrastination all the time. And this is something that I learned from my friend Ali. Shout out to Ali for this. Making a timetable to study is the best thing that I have adopted in my postgraduate life up till now. You can honestly save so much anxiety and time by just making a timetable to study, and not like relying on your brain to remember to study chemistry topic XY tomorrow and revise biology topic XYZ today. The next point is know your future goals and be very firm about them. Now, I know it's not certain for most of the people, and life happens and this and that, but a good way to picturize this as asking yourself, where do you want to be seeing yourself in the next 5 years? And then whatever picture comes to your mind, breaking down the steps that is required to reach that top of the picture, and then taking those steps every single day in order to reach that goal in 6 to 7 years, if not 5, is the best way to get the job done. And lastly, learn to communicate and network with people. This is something, because this is the biggest thing I would say that I have learned moving to the US. The art of communicating yourself to other people and the art of selling yourself, knowing how to sell yourself to a bunch of people is the biggest thing that you can learn. And this is not something that you can easily learn on some online courses or some guru over YouTube can teach you. This is something that you learn when you actually start getting your hands dirty in the field. And by getting your hands dirty in the field, I mean by actually meeting people, interacting people, knowing how to talk to them, knowing how to sell your ideas, using advantage of the network, using LinkedIn properly and stuff like that. There's so many things that you can be doing, and honestly, this is the biggest thing that you would be benefiting from. So this is something that I think, and pardon me if you don't agree with me, but I feel like somebody who knows how to communicate their ideas and thoughts to people in the professional world is way better than somebody with a fancy degree like a PhD or a doctorate maybe, but completely sucks when it comes to communicating their ideas and thoughts to people in the professional world in the US. And this wraps up the tips that I would rather be giving my undergraduate self as a foreign medical student, as a foreign graduate medical student here in the US. If there are any other questions, please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and drop those questions in the comment section of this video down below. Also, if you haven't already, go ahead and sign up to the FPG Masterclass. That's the masterclass that's designed for people who are a foreign graduate pharmacist and they're planning on or already moved to the US. And it teaches all the ways and tips and tricks and breaks down the framework of how to actually pass these examinations and start their journey of becoming a licensed pharmacist here in the US. More on that in the video description down below. And again, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys again next time. Peace.